It says use the following figure to find the volume and total surface area. What shape is this? A rectangular prism. This is a rectangular prism. Now, some things about it. It does not tell you the base. So you honestly, for rectangular prisms, you could choose any of the bases you wanted. A lot of times what y'all do is y'all choose the bottom as the base. Did y'all choose the bottom or the side? It doesn't matter. Or we just waited for me to do this.
I chose the bottom and the top.
The bottom and the top is your bases?
Yeah.
Okay, again, if you did not choose that as the base and you chose this side as the base, that's fine. For rectangular prisms, you get choice in this, all right? I will say it does not matter. If you chose the sides, you should get the same answer as me. I gotta sneeze. Excuse me. All right, so remember for these, for prisms, you need to find three things. You need to find H, you need to find P, and you need to find big B. What is the height of this prism? How tall is the prism? 10 centimeters is... And remember, the height is between the bases. How far apart are your two bases? Perimeter, P, perimeter of my base. And you're only doing one base here. Add all the sides around here, and what am I going to get? 6 plus 3 plus 6 plus 3 is 18. And then last but not least, big B is area of the base. How do I find the area of this shape down here? Base times height, or 6 times 3, which is 18.2 centimeters squared. Is that okay that they're the same number?
Yeah.
Yeah, is it weird maybe a little bit? Sure, but that's okay. Again, I want to remind you, that's the hardest part of this. After that, you are just looking at formulas. Yesterday, in our notes, we learned 3 formulas. Which 2 does it want today? What does the problem ask for? Total surface area and volume. So I'm going to write down, I'm just going to copy down these formulas. And on your test or your quiz or anything, I want you to copy down the formula. I want you to plug in the numbers. So P is 18, H is 10, plus 2, B is 18. Copy down the formula, plug it in, and then I would like you to give me the answer by putting that in Desmos. So 18 times 10 plus 2. It'll always be 2B. It'll always be a 2 in front of that. That's not 18. What am I doing? 18. There we go. And what do I get as my answer? 216 is the total surface area. Please write that down. Now volume, when I look at my notes, my volume was big BH. What is my big B? What is my H? And what is 18 times 10?
Wait, are you supposed to put the equation or just the answer?
The equation, plug it in, and the answer. If you just put the answer and you put that work somewhere else, that's fine. But I need to see the equation, plug it in, and the answer. As I was grading your last test, which if we have time today, I'll give that back to you. As I was grading your last test, some of y'all were getting the wrong answer, and you were showing me what you were putting in the calculator, but I had no idea where you were getting some of that stuff. So that's why I want to see the equation, plug it in, and the answer. Because that way, hey, if you're using the wrong equation, okay, I know what you did wrong. And this should be centimeters. Volume is always going to be what? Cubed. Remember, volume is 3-dimensional, so it's a cubed right there. All right, that is what we learned yesterday. If you were absent yesterday, if you can remind me at the end of class, I haven't uploaded these notes yet. I will let you take a picture of them or let you come copy them. I have a couple extra notes. Put your warm-up away, please. Today we're going to talk all about spheres. As you can see in the picture, and if you can probably think about, spheres are all around. They're literally everywhere, right? The little earth that we live on, as long as you're not a flat earther person, is a sphere. All types of sports balls, gumballs, spheres, fruit, all of it. Spheres are everywhere. So what we are going to do today is we are going to find the surface area and volume of spheres. What do I mean the surface area of a sphere? Why would I need to find the surface area of a sphere? Do you want to paint a sphere? Yep. Today I'm going to go to the Astros game. And outside of, have y'all ever been to Astros games?
Oh, no.
Outside of the stadium, there are these huge baseballs, like at every entrance. Do y'all know what I'm talking about? And they obviously had to paint those. That's surface area. Speaking of baseballs, baseball, a basketball, a volleyball, literally every type of ball, don't they have to use material to cover it? Yeah. Don't they? Right? They had to find the surface area to know how much material to cover that sphere. All right? And what's volume? How much space inside? So if we're talking about sports, not all of them, but a lot of sports use air, right? So it would be how much air to fill up. And there is, if you've ever heard of Deflategate, there is a whole science about exactly how much air you can put in a football to make it go specifically. Basketball's air, volleyball's air. Baseball, have y'all ever undone a baseball? It's not air, I'll tell you that. So different things like that. What else might you fill a sphere with besides air? Water, like a fishbowl. Exactly. That's a great example. How much water would you need? Different things like that. All right? So, we tend to love spheres. They're very basic. We'll call them basic and be polite. So, if y'all can flip to the first flap, we are going to do these 3 examples, and then that's our notes today. So, the surface area of a sphere is, does it kind of look familiar? Yeah. Yes. Instead of just pi r squared, it is 4 pi r squared. And the volume of a sphere is 4/3 pi r cubed. Now today I'm not going to get into why these are the formulas, but if you would like to know more, 1, you can always YouTube it, but 2, become a math major. You'll have to do a whole proof on it. I want to do that. So, I'm just giving these to you. Again, do we need to memorize them at all? I will always give them to you. And what's the only letter in here that you need to fill in?
Radius.
Radius. R stands for radius. Although I know you know it, I'm going to write it down just to make sure you do. Okay? So this first question says, find the surface area and volume of the following spheres. Of the following sphere. I don't know why there's an S there. There's only one sphere. All right, so what do I know looking at this sphere? I know the whole thing is 8. Do y'all agree the diameter is 8? So what would be my radius? My radius is going to be 4 meters. And now that I know that, can I find the surface area and volume? So my surface area is going to be 4 pi r squared. Write the formula. Now I'm going to plug it in. 4 pi 4 squared. And get the answer. And when I'm getting the answer, what am I going to need to do? Yeah, but what am I not putting in the calculator?
Oh, pi.
Don't put pi in the calculator. So 4, don't put pi, 4 squared gives me 64 pi meters squared is my answer. Now with the sphere, do y'all notice there's only 2 equations? There's no lateral surface area. Why?
There is no side.
Because there's no sides or bases, right? It's just the surface area. So this would be 64 pi. That's my answer. Are we cool with that?
Yes.
Cool. Volume. How do I find volume? 4/3 pi r cubed. Biggest mistake people make, even though they're looking at it, is they put a squared right there. Volume is cubed. So 4/3 pi, what's my radius? 4 cubed. And when you put this in Desmos, do y'all know how to do cubed in Desmos? 4/3, we're not going to put pi, 4. You can do the, right here, can y'all see? Hold on, let's see. Do y'all see this A raised to the B? If y'all click that, it goes up, and you can just type in the 3. Now, I don't like repeating decimals like that, so I would like a fraction. 256 over 3 is not my answer. What is my answer?
256 over 3 pi meters cubed.
Cubed, because it's volume. 256 over 3 meters cubed. And that is my answer. What questions do I have? I want you to do number 2. Can I change? Are we good? Okay. For number 2, before I have you do it real quick, it says to draw a picture. The best way to draw a sphere is to draw a circle. It's a pretty good circle freehand. And then kind of like, I think of it like as an eyeball. I don't know, this is how I was taught to draw an eye, but kind of do a dash line going up and then a dash line going down. Do y'all see that? And that's how I draw spheres. And this one has a radius of what? 30. All right, I would like you to now find the volume or surface area and volume. Go.
Yesterday we did have assignment online or something. Because I went to charge yesterday and I was like, no, I'll check their physically. But I'm like, no, they have an online assignment.
That was Friday.
That was Friday? That
Yeah.
was yesterday?
Yeah. What is my radius here? 30. And so SA, I'm going to write the formula. 4 pi r squared. Fill it in. 4 pi 30 squared. Oh, is this going to be a big number? 30 squared sounds huge. And I am going to fill in the 30. Can you get that for me? And it is 3,600. That's not my answer. What's my answer?
3,600
Pi inches squared. Thank you. We're just getting out yesterday's notes and continuing. For volume, you should have written 4/3 pi r cubed. 4/3 pi 30 cubed. And put that in the calculator. Ooh, this is 36,000. 36,000 pi inches cubed. Do I have any questions? Are we okay with that? All right, the last question on here that I'm going to go over is kind of like, remember last unit when I had you find the area of the shaded region?
Yeah.
We took the area of the big and we subtracted the area from the small.
We're basically doing that but 3D.
Kind of. We're doing that 3D. So it says, if a sphere, has anybody ever gotten something signed and put it in like a little box because it's special? Or have you all ever seen that? People get baseballs, basketballs, different things signed. And if a sphere is inside of a cube that has a length of 8 centimeters. So this cube right here, I'm going to write has a length of 8 centimeters. How much empty space is left in this box? So, what am I going to have to find first?
First is a square.
And it's not a square, what is that called? A cube. And what am I going to have to find for the cube?
The surface?
No, it has to wants to know the empty space.
Okay.
So the volume of the cube. Well, guess what the volume of a cube is?
No. 36.
How did we find the area of a square? Or S squared.
Yeah.
So how do we find the volume of a cube? S.
Square root?
It's a cube.
Mm-hmm.
S cubed. The volume of a cube is S cubed. Now, could you do volume like we did yesterday and do big BH? Sure. But this is easier to me. So then I'm going to do 8 cubed. And what is 8 cubed? $512. And then I'm going to have to find the volume of the sphere. Well, y'all just did excellent at that. 4/3 pi r cubed. 4/3 pi. What is my radius of this sphere going to be?
Is it 4?
It is going to be 4. Do y'all agree this whole thing is 8? That would also be the diameter of the sphere. So the radius of the sphere would be 4. Write that down, please. If this whole thing is 8, then the radius is 4.
And so the radius is always half or something?
Yes. The radius is always half of the whole thing. Yep. And when I put this in my calculator,
That is 64.
don't put pi. Cubed. Oh, that's ugly.
I know, right?
But we can click the little fraction bar, and what do we get? That is what we got for the first one.
1/4 of pi.
What?
This used to be 1/4 of pi.
Oh, we're not gonna do that. I'm gonna have y'all keep it like this on the test. And what do I need to do to get my answer? What do I do with these two things? Subtract. And y'all, just like last time, one of them has pi, one of them does not. That is my answer. And it is centimeters cubed. So find the volume of each and just subtract them. Do we like spheres?
No.
We don't?
Well, it's easier, but I just don't like it.
This is going to be the easiest it gets.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like spheres. Tomorrow we're going to finish this with pyramids and cones. Let me make sure I went over all of them with you.
I'm tired.
We did that.
Yeah.
We did that.
No. Yeah.
We did that. We did that. All right, we are done for today. We have a gym kit to play. Let me see. Y'all would rather do the gym kit instead of that half sheet?
Yeah.
Okay, we can do that. I'm down with that.
Give me back my
All right, we'll do the gym kit then. Let me.
Give it back.
Bye.